really the personality of a man.
I'm surprised you don't work with Elon in any way.
Musk?
Yeah.
I think Elon's amazing.
I'm just using first names because that's all he's doing.
Elon Musk is amazing.
Continue.
We've talked a couple times. We're not. I would say that we're friendly, but we're not. You know, I don't talk to him all the time. I talk to him here and there. You know.
Like, what would be the initiative with him if you were to work with him? Like, what
Elon
would you
Musk?
envision? Yeah, what would you envision a collaboration between y'all two?
You know, let me say this first before I answer your question. Elon Musk is a man who thinks about things from a very different perspective. He thinks in the future. When you ask him a question in 2020, he's going to give you an answer that's for 2050.
Right.
So you want to be very careful and cognizant of what you're asking him. You want to make sure you're asking the right thing at the right time. And I would ask him to think about I would want to go to him. I would look at him as a problem solver, because that's what he is.
Right.
But he's been a problem solver for the things that he deems most important.
For himself.
I don't
Well,
disagree.
I mean, in his purview.
From his POV.
Right.
And I don't disagree with the things that he has thought about. But if I were him, I would think, how do we get Elon Musk to put his brain cells to consider how to make our supremacist brothers and sisters understand the plight of the people that they hate. If we could get Elon Musk to think about racism.
Imagine.
If we could get Elon Musk to think about federal subsidies. If we could get Elon Musk to think about women. And if we could get Elon Musk to think about the plight of women. I think that he's such a genius that when he applies himself to a situation, he figures his way out. The way that he's looked at solar panels and that business has been ingenious. If we could get him to think about the plight of Black Americans and how to translate that to our less empathetic and even sometimes apathetic white brothers and sisters.
You met Eli before?
Yeah. If we could get him to think about so many things, it's the same thing that I would say for Nikola Tesla. He named his company.
If he was alive, right?
Right, he named his company after Tesla. Same thing I would say to Einstein. It's like, man, theory of relativity, we needed that. But, brother, we needed you for so much more. If you could have, Mr. Einstein, if you could have sat down with Malcolm.
But imagine, Einstein was coming up also during World War II. He's Jewish. During Nazi Germany.
He was, but that's my point.
Right.
If we could have gotten you to meet Mr. Malcolm.
Right.
Mr. Einstein, if we could have got you to meet
Martin?
You know, Mr. Martin.
Phrase.
Elon, if we could have gotten you to sit down and have a conversation with
Conway?
Who?
Which part?
Marcus.
By the way, I'm not
now.
saying that in a white savior type of way. What I'm saying is, if we could have got the
In a
people who
collaborative
think
mind,
because
where-
I started
Eli
this,
sit down
and,
with
but they're going to
y'all.
be people. They're going to be people who cut up everything that I'm saying.
No,
and be
you're
like,
thinking about
here's what
collaborative
Pharrell
minds.
thinks that like a white savior could save everything, and they didn't hear the context. I started this conversation by saying. You said to me about Elon thinking about things, right? But what I'm saying is, when you talk to Elon Musk, you ask him a question, and the times that I've talked to him is in 2019. I think I talked to him in 2020 about like cars and shit that I needed because we have 4 children. But when you ask Elon a question in 2020, he gives you an answer for 2030 or 40 or 2040, right? So if we could have had him.
Rain.
Mama,
Rain.
Cheers.
Go ahead.
So we could have had Elon ask a question.
You gotta sip. It don't count. You
Or give a contribution to the thought of some of these considerations. I'm telling you what I would have wanted him to weigh in on.
Right.
Purple man. That shit should be illegal.
Chichi, get the
shots. That's beautiful. I love it. But continue. I'll give up your phone.